Last but not least, in the content field list in ACF, we are going to create a gallery field. Now, in my opinion, this is one of the best fields you can use in ACF because it simplifies the way that you can create a gallery in your website. So for this, I'm going to create a new field group because you may very well want to use the gallery on other pages as well. So we'll create a field group called gallery, and then we'll call the label of that actual field gallery as well. It doesn't really matter if you use the same name. And we will assign it the gallery field. There are different options: array, URL, ID. We're just going to make it array and leave everything else the same. We'll click on publish, and then we obviously want to assign this to a page that we've already created called gallery. So we'll update that. Then we'll go to pages and then go into gallery, and you should see the interface for a gallery is here. So we can add stuff to the gallery. I'm just going to download a couple more images, which I've now done, and I'll click on upload files and choose all the images that I've downloaded. So they are here. Copy them all and add them all in at the same time. So what is going to happen is you can choose multiple images and they'll all be added into the gallery at the same time. And once they've uploaded, you just click on select, and they'll come up there. The beauty of it is you can actually drag and drop them, so you can determine the order of the images, and then you can click into each image separately and edit the caption and all that sort of stuff and click on update. You can also sort, but this sorting will mostly be just on your admin section, not on the front end. Then when you click on update, go into your actual gallery page. We're not going to see anything because we need to include the gallery into our actual site or in our code. So what I'm going to do is create a template for the gallery page. So I'll copy this content page one that I did, and I'll create a new file called template gallery.php. I'll paste in that code, and I'm going to remove everything that I did in there and call it the gallery template. Then go into the gallery page and just assign that template to it. View the page, there's still going to be nothing there. But if we go into the code now and we actually grab the gallery, so we'll just do gallery, or we'll do images equals get field. And remember, we called it gallery. So if we go back into custom fields, go into gallery, click into there, and it's actually called gallery. And then if we do a var dump, PHP var dump images, refresh, you should see all of the images here. So there's a ton of stuff in this array. We obviously don't need all of it, but to actually display them, we can do this. So we can do PHP if images, PHP and if, and then we can do a for each statement. So PHP for each images as image, PHP and for each, and inside there you can obviously var dump. So we'll just do a var dump of the image, and we'll also kill the script after it does the first one, just to see only one of them. There we go. Okay, so we obviously want to get the which size do we want to get? We might want to get a small one, so let's have a look. Thumbnail. Okay, so that's the standard WordPress image size. So we could do PHP echo image sizes and then thumbnail. Let's refresh it and see what comes up. There we go. So all of them are coming up. Now we can wrap it in image tags. Image source equals, and then refresh it. There we go. They're quite small though because they're thumbnails. So if you want to make them larger, you can obviously change the size here to large. And then they kind of like stack onto each other. But if you're using Bootstrap, you could easily kind of make it display a bit better. So you could create a row, div row, and inside that row you could do div class col lg3, which will give it 4 per line. But then it comes up a bit weird like that. So you need to make sure you give the image a width of, max width of 100%, but you could give it a bootstrap class of image fluid. And then that will make them fit within their container. And what if you wanted to actually have these images display in some sort of lightbox? Well, it kind of gets away from the advanced custom fields tutorial that I'm trying to teach you, but I am going to show you what I do so you can actually display a larger version in a lightbox. So the first thing you want to do is install a library into your theme called Magnific Popup. So if you go into Google and look for Magnific Popup, you can find this plugin here for jQuery, and it just allows you to do this type of thing, which is cool. So if you go into the documentation, actually don't go in the documentation first, go into GitHub, and we want to download this and include it into our actual theme. So if we go to dist folder and we go into magnificpopup.css and click on raw, we want to grab the CSS and we'll create a new file in our CSS folder called magnific.css, and we'll paste that into there. And we also want to get the JavaScript from there. So go back into here and grab this one, the minified version. And we'll copy that and we'll go into our JS folder and do magnific.js. Cool. All right, so we've pasted that in. And then we need to include it or enqueue the scripts. So go to our functions.php in this theme. And for CSS, we can do just copy this to enqueue that we're using to enqueue the main style sheet, change it to Magnific, and then obviously we want to point it to magnific.css, which is in our CSS folder. And the same with our JavaScript, we just copy the one we have for Bootstrap already, change it to Magnific as well, and make that go to magnific.js, which is already inside the JS folder. And you can see that jQuery is required for this plugin. Cool. So if we go and look at our page now, whoops, let's go have a look at our gallery page. Refresh that. If we go to our source, we should now have Magnific should be there. So yeah, magnific.css is working fine. And also if we go to our footer, magnific.js is working fine. Fantastic. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to go back into our code, go to our template, our gallery template page, and let's wrap, after the if images statement, we want to wrap it in a class called gallery. Let's just call it gallery. So now we have a surrounding div called gallery, and then we need to include some JavaScript. So I'm going to create a new file in our JS folder called custom.js, and I'll go to our functions.php file again and include custom at the end. So we'll just do custom and include custom.js there. Fantastic. All right, so let's go into custom.js, and now we want to target the elements that are within our gallery class. If we go to the Magnific website again, and we go to documentation, and we look for image type. Actually, I think it might be inline type. No, my bad, it is image type. We can see there's a bit of code that we can copy down here for it to actually show, but I'm just trying to find the right spot. Okay, and it's down here. So initializing a pop-up. If we copy this, for example, and paste it into custom.js and change this to gallery and hit save, then we refresh our page. If it doesn't refresh properly, do control refresh, and nothing happens because we still have not linked up these images. So let's go and link up the images, and just basically around the image, wrap it in ahref, and then you want to link it to the larger image. So obviously this is going to be the thumbnail. So we'll change it back to, we'll copy it first. We'll change it back to thumb. And then we will link it to the large image. So let's refresh it and see what happens here. Okay, something's happened, but it's not working. So what is the go? Well, I called it thumb. It should be thumbnail. We'll hit refresh, click on it, and it's not actually loading the image in the lightbox. As you can see, it's loading the large image, but the lightbox isn't actually coming up. So if we go to inspect and go to our console, we'll see $ is not a function. So to get around that, we can just change this to jQuery and refresh it. And then if we click onto it, you should see now that it's coming up in the lightbox. There are some other options with Magnific Pop-up as well. So if we go back to our JS file, our custom JS file, we could add in functionality for it to be a gallery, so we can click between images. We don't have to click out each time. So to do that, we'll just add a gallery object or option, and make sure you put a comma there. And inside there, we can do enabled true, and we could do navigate by image click true. So if you click on the image, you'll just go to the next image and refresh, click into it. There we go. And you can see now we have arrows on the left and right. So we can go right. There we go. You can also click on the image and it will navigate as well. You can also put the title of the actual image inside, or the alt tag, whatever you'd like to, but maybe the title. So you could go back into your gallery and put title equals, and then we could do PHP echo image. It's going far off the screen. Sorry about that. Echo image title. And then let's go into our gallery, so our actual page, and just go to one of the images and type, actually that is the title there. So let's see what comes up if we refresh the page. Okay, so the title is not coming up. Let's see why that is. To check, we can just do a PHP var dump image, and we'll refresh, and we should see everything there. So it's got description, caption, but it doesn't actually have title. Okay, all right. So let's go back into our gallery and type something in the caption. So this is, what is this? Someone standing on a rock. And we'll update that, then update the page. We'll go back in and we'll take away the var dump statement. And instead of it being title, we'll make it caption. So let's refresh the page now. And it's still not coming up. So I'm doing something incorrect. So let me figure out what it is and get back to you in a second. There are two things we need to do. Firstly, go into custom.js, add a new option called image. And inside there, do title source title. And then we go into our gallery and we'll go to the A tag, not the image tag, but the A tag, and do title equals PHP echo image caption. And there we go. We'll also take away this title from the image. Hit refresh, click on it. As you can see, the title now comes up. The other images don't have a title, but that one does. And this is the actual caption of the image. And that's how you do a gallery. So I know it doesn't look overly fancy, but you can make it whatever you want with the basic core understanding of this. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next video.